Hello there. It's your girl, Stacy Bullock, the host for Tools for Everyday Living. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Here we are again on another Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with another great show. We are going to unlock your ability to tap into your innate joy at will. I'm telling you, I don't know about you, but I need that on a consistent basis. If you had the afternoon that I have had, then I need to be unlocking some joy right now. And I am so excited to introduce to you our guest. I'm going to tell you a little bit about him, and then we're going to bring him right into the studio with us. But I want you to know that my experience, well, wait a minute, I'm going to leave that out because I want him on the screen when I tell that part. But I just want to tell you that we have a speaker, motivational speaker, performer, director, actor, oh my goodness, educator. And there's something that's really key that we want to tap into. So today, bring your questions and we'll bring you some answers. But neuroencoding specialist neuroencoding specialist. I want to tap into that and find out what is that all about. But I'm going to tell you, this gentleman's passion for others and how he can ignite them and encourage them and build them to be the best person that you can be. He is an uplifter. He has created programs to do just that. And I am so excited to introduce to you all today Mr. Marcus Weiss of the Marcus Weiss Experience. Welcome.
Thank you, Stacy, for having me here today, and welcome everybody to today's Tools for Everyday Living.
Yes.
Yes. And may I thank you for the tool that you already provided in the introduction to this show today, because that helped me unlock my joy for this moment. I still got that music inside. Goes something like this. And all that. So I use that music. I use that outer tune to impact on purpose with intention and attention, my inner tune. And yes, I'm also a musician. Yes, I'm also a drummer. Those things have become a part of me over the years as well. So that's become a part of me. But at one point, that was a discipline. At one point, as a kid, I was like, what's this music? In my case, it was the Beatles. What is this thing? And I tried this. I got into it originally because my mom thought it would help me with my headaches. So she got me into drum. And at one point it was discipline, and at one point it was practice, and it became a habit, and now it's become me. So that's our first tool in what? Less than 3 minutes.
Hey, that's what we do here on
That's
Tools
right.
for Everyday Living.
Thank
Our
you.
guests that come on provide valuable tools for us to effectively navigate through life. But let me do something that I
Yes,
always have to do. I have to express my gratitude for this platform, for just having the opportunity to be able to touch the world, to touch people with joy, to give people expectation, provide something for people to hope in. Because we're living in a time right now where those things are sometimes rare.
Oh yeah.
And or just not even there at all.
Oh yeah.
But I just want to be extremely thankful. I will never take any guests for granted. I don't take the viewers for granted. I am so appreciative of everyone that steps foot on this platform with me. And we are on over 25 platforms. We are on YouTube Live. We're on Facebook Live. We're
Woo!
We're on Roku. We're on E360 TV. We're,
What?
there's so many platforms that this is playing on right now to
Yep.
reach a
Yep.
large audience, just so we can do what we can talk about and share
Yep.
and hopefully impart this tool of unlocking your joy. You,
Yes.
Marcus, you told us just a few seconds ago a little bit about yourself, but
Mm-hmm.
as far as the drummer goes, I
Yep.
wasn't aware of that, but I
Mm-hmm.
am now,
Mm-hmm.
and so happy to know about that because I'm going to say this. So I had the Marcus Weiss experience in Vegas,
Yeah.
and I joined one of your classes. I believe it was now I don't think it was a Saturday morning. I don't know exactly which day it was, but it was a morning class,
Yep.
and the class is called Beats of Joy.
That's right.
And let me tell you, when I left out of that class,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like there was nothing that I couldn't accomplish. I
Mm.
felt like I could. Told people when I came back, I said I felt like I could run through walls and leap
Mm.
over troops,
Mm.
meaning that I have uh, purpose in life, and now I have a tool because of this class that gave me ways to encourage myself, to
Mm-hmm.
uplift myself, to build myself because of you imparting that into me. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful to you forever,
Well,
forever. But tell us a little bit more about you.
well, thank you so much. I feel so excited and uplifted in turn when I hear you reference yourself about what you did. Because I like to say, I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it. I was just an outside tune that you
Mm,
brought inside of you and then unlocked
mm,
your joy. Sure,
mm,
I gave you some ideas. Sure, I gave you some knowledge. Sure, we got up on our feet and we used drumsticks, cardio, drumming, yoga balls, and did all kinds of things. And yes, I ninjaed my way around to provide stimulus for you to take
mm,
inside and unlock your own joy and walk away
mm,
with things that you can do in real time. In
mm.
real time. Again, on purpose. And what's
Yes.
so great is that you say, like, now I feel this and I felt like I could do this and this and this. And in the beat of joy, my mission is, indeed, my vision is to help people come out with a vision as well. And a vision is different than faith, is
Mm-hmm,
different than hope,
mm-hmm,
is
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
nothing.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
When we have no hope, it's darkness.
Yes.
And so if we can even give people hope, that is just a little tilt of the chin, just a little expansion of the heart, just light just barely coming through the door. That
Mm-hmm,
something's out there. Something's out there. Then faith is this idea that something wonderful is going to happen. It's not just going to be anything, something wonderful is going to happen. Faith is
mm-hmm,
positive expectations, positive visions, positive possibilities, optimistic possibilities. That means options that will serve us. That's like,
mm-hmm,
oh. And then when we can pick something from there, or with the help of somebody like you or myself, when we can make that more specific, what is that positive possibility that I see now, that I want now, that I yearn for now, that I'm passionate about? In your case, you said it was walls, troops that I want to go over. That's vision. And when we see a vision and we're fueled from our gut towards it, then nothing can stop us. And that's where, for me, joy comes in. Joy comes in many shapes, Stacy. In my case, it can be funky. It gets high energy. It's this, right? It's like a cheetah or a lion or like a monkey. Joy is also awe and wonder and gratitude.
Mm.
For some people, it's just like the seed coming out of the dirt. That's
Mhm.
living in full potential. The
Mhm.
sequoia tree that grows at like a speed so imperceptible, it
Yes.
seems from our perspective in stillness. That's the sequoia tree's joy. That's the way the
Yes.
sequoia tree lives and affirms life.
Mhm.
Joy.
I'm so excited about how you're bringing to the forefront things that most people won't think about that
Mm.
are joy. Like
Hmm.
you're talking about a tree. So it could be nature that
Hmm.
allows us
Yep.
to tap into the joy
Hmm.
that we already have. But when we look at something and it's a reflection, that's the word I'm looking for. So you get that reflection. Okay, here's this beautiful tree, and all of a sudden, that beautiful tree that you're looking at, that reflection of it starts to come through you. And it's like, oh, wow, this is beautiful. This is nice.
Yep.
And I always say to people, when you look at a tree or you look at a mountain or you look at something that is, you think is really vast in nature,
Yes.
just think that we came from the same source that that tree came from, that that mountain came from. So we have that same ability and that same strength. There's a mountain pose in yoga. I've been doing the yoga practice now for about 6 months. And that mountain pose makes me always think I am just as powerful as that mountain. And if that doesn't give you joy, go ahead, Carl. You go.
Yep. If that doesn't give you joy, then what, Stacy? Then what? Because that's key. That's your leverage. Then what? If that doesn't give you joy, what's the alternative? Look at his face. What's the alternative? Nobody
What
wants the alternative.
Nobody wants the alternative. We shouldn't. We want the joy. We want the pureness of it. So today, Marcus, you give us some strategies of
Okay.
or
Okay.
what you think is, first of all, what do you think is joy? And
Mhm.
I guess that would be your definition of it, of what you
Mhm.
think it is.
Mhm.
So just elaborate on that with us for a little bit.
What is joy? Joy is, for me, not just in theory, from experience, above all, feeling, a feeling inside here that radiates out from us into what we do, what we get, what we give, how we experience life. Joy is what moves us forward, upward, outward. Joy is what affirms our life for us, that makes us want to live life beyond existence, not just to exist, to thrive. That's what joy is. And when we don't have it, and believe me, like you said this afternoon, even myself in the morning, sometimes we don't always have it. But when we can find ways to make our own, to have it become us, then we can choose joy to make the dips shorter, less deep, to get out. Pain is unavoidable. Suffering is a choice. And if we have the choice for the alternative, then let's choose that. So my definition of joy is that feeling. And you said we all come from the same stuff. We came from the same stuff as that mountain. I would invite everyone to consider Not only did we come from it, we are the same stuff.
Yes.
We are the same stuff. We're all electrons, neutrons, protons. We're
Mm-hmm.
all energy.
Mm-hmm.
That when you
Mm-hmm.
say, I feel like the mountain, yes, you are the mountain. And when you vibrate like the mountain,
Mm-hmm.
you attract more of the same. You become a magnet
Yes.
of that stuff. So the things that bring you joy, and you recognize them, you release into it, you acknowledge it, you go, I like flowers, I like trees. How you think is how you feel. As we think, so
Yes.
we feel. As
Yes.
we feel, so we do. As we do,
Mm-hmm.
so we have. And
Mm-hmm.
very importantly, as we have, so we give.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and yes, sorry, go
With
ahead.
all of that, no, with all of that, I'm hearing what you're saying, and I what came to my mind is when we think about these things that
Yes,
give us this joy,
yes,
that's a point of reference.
yes.
So when we find ourselves in situations that we're not feeling as joyous or as
Mhm,
mountainous, as
mhm.
strong, and being able to accomplish anything, we have a point of reference. And ladies and gentlemen, you are having your point of reference right now. Yes.
Yes, this is a point of reference. Magnificent, Stacy. Magnificent, everyone who is listening. This is a point of reference. If you, in this very moment, are experiencing something that feels, for lack of a better word, positive, that means life affirming, that means, oh, I want to move towards it, acknowledge that. So that
Yes.
next time you feel a little down, you think of this moment as that reference. You can also call it
Mm-hmm.
an anchor.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will feel a little bit more like this, and you may choose to do a little bit more of something that is positive. You may make a more positive choice of what to do next. And then you very well may manifest, create, magnetize toward something more positive in your life. That is a
Mm-hmm.
result. And that result
Yes.
will give you better thoughts again, more positive thoughts, which creates more positive feelings, more positive actions, more positive haves, and more positive gives. And that's
Yes.
when you sort of get into that circle. So hang on
Exactly.
to those tiny things. They don't
You
always have to be huge things. Hang on to the tiny things because they'll all come in handy.
definitely, definitely never despise small beginnings or small steps, because guess what? It's still a step forward. I am an avid football fan, and
Okay.
my team wasn't always great, and they're not
Okay.
again, still not great. But I
So,
would get so excited just if they gained 1 yard, because guess what? That 1 yard meant that they went forward to get the end result of just getting the 10 yards to get a whole nother fresh 4 downs. And
mhm,
I'm like, only thing we have to focus on is the forward progress. Don't focus on the backward progress, because I don't care if you got up this morning, combed your hair, washed your face. Some things, some days that's difficult for some people. But
mhm,
if we have accomplished things today that we did not accomplish yesterday, meaning that if I felt sad, if I felt nervous, if I felt anything with anxiety, and you found a way to think of something, the smallest little thing positive, you could have thought about the dandelion that you saw walking down the street. It still will begin to build in you
yes.
that joy that
Yes.
we're reaching for. And we've been talking for a little while. Believe it or not, we've been talking for over 20 minutes, and it seems like we just started 5 minutes ago. But we got to take a break, and we'll be right back. I promise you, do not leave. I want you all to hear more from the joy expressionist specialist that I call him, that I know him to be. But hang on tight and we'll be right back.
I'm Stacy Bullock, and I'm committed to waking your power to bounce back quickly from life's challenges. I've learned there is power in resilience. There was a point in my life when I closely identified with the Sade song, Soldier of Love. Mostly what I identified with was the part that says, I've lost the use of my heart, but I'm still alive. Doubt, disappointment, rejection, it left a stain on my soul. But that's the place where our determination lives. And that's the place where we have to dig in and find resilience so that we can bounce back. I have taken all of that disappointment and despair, and now I use it as a catalyst. It has become my energy to fight to become a better, a stronger human being every day. Why do I do this? 2 reasons. So I can help you understand that you can become better, and that you can become stronger, and then you can survive any situation. The second reason is because I was born to do it. I am a transformational speaker who can help you know that there is power after pain.
Every day, living tools for every day, living tools for every day, living every day, living tools for every day, living tools for every day, tools for every day.
All right. And we are back. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting and so exhilarating that I'm thinking to myself, where do we go next? Where do we go next? And there's something about joy and being able to unlock it at will. But people do this. Let me put it this way: do you think they do this different ways, or you think everybody should do it the same way?
Well, I use a word other than should. Because here's one thing. Don't should on yourself. Nobody should on themselves. Oh, there it is. I use it again. And by that, I mean, do what works for you. And the grace for trial and error. Trial and error. If you need to borrow somebody's glasses for a second to see yourself as capable, to try one thing, like, I'm going to see if I can discover some joy in this. It's working there. Let's see if it works for me. Great. If it doesn't, try something else. And it doesn't mean like, oh, man, I tried this and that person seems exhilarated by it. And look at me, it didn't work. It's okay. It's okay. Try something, it's very important to then try something else. So to answer your question, I think there are some things that are perhaps more universal. The pursuit of a feeling of oneness with the universe, essentially. That is a general thing that I think works. And into that is different for everybody. Some people jump out of a plane and feel it. Some people sit under a tree and feel it. Some people are in an intimate embrace with a loved one and they feel it. It's that umbrella feeling of oneness and connection that I think that I believe very strongly we all share.
Yes.
Other than that, I think people need to discover what is best for them. And what I do in my work is to help people discover what that is inside them, just like the title of this episode is, right? To unlock your joy, whatever that is. It's already in you. It's inherent in you. And it's my job as a guide, as an inspiration, as a speaker, as a presenter, as an author, as a director, even as an actor or a musician, to help unlock that thing that is you already. So I hope that answered at least part of your question.
Yes, that's powerful. That's
Mm.
powerful. When you said unlock the part of you that's there already.
Oh,
So
yes.
that tells me
Mhm.
that for it can happen, it can get locked.
Mhm.
And life, I had my last guest actually is the singer that you hear on my music, Tools for
Mhm.
Everyday Living. I actually wrote the words, but he sang it and he produced the music for me. I told
Mhm.
him what I wanted. I told him I wanted a little funky classical funk.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I have now. See, I happen to love it.
Right, because see, but guess what?
What?
That is what I came out of me to help others feel joy, but it was in me.
Mhm.
Music is in me as well.
Mhm.
Get ready to embark on some things that I've never embarked on before in my life, writing music.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
get too far down the road, CDs and all that other stuff. If they
Mhm.
even make those anymore, they still make CDs. So no.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't listened to one in years.
Right. I'm like, people try to give me CDs, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take it because up and coming artists, I'll take it. But I want them to feel loved. I want them to feel the joy. And I take it, and then I'm like, well, I don't have anything to play this on.
And no, and other people don't either. Other people.
Right. And so it's just like, okay, well, what do we do with this? But you know, what you're saying about joy is so impactful. So why do you think it's important for us to be joyful? Why?
to to move forward. And quite frankly, yes, hey Kenny, yes, indeed, to move forward and upward and outward, as I said before, to essentially stay above ground so we don't go take a dirt nap. And I know that for some of us, when we're no longer above ground, so to speak, there's for some of us an even greater, more joyous place. I acknowledge that. And I see that and I hear that. What I mean by staying above ground in this sphere, in this time, in the here and now, is so that we can celebrate life together with others in this moment, in this state, and to serve others,
Yes.
to connect with others. Because the secret to living is giving.
Hmm.
The reason
Hmm.
I believe we want to create joy and turn up that candle inside of us is so that
Hmm.
we can light other people's candles who may need it. And then, even better, than we see their candle turn into a flame and a bonfire, or whatever it is, or we drop a pebble in their pond and they become the pebble in others' ponds, and then the waves go out like that. And then we see it like parents seeing in their child, or you give a gift to a loved one. We all know that the greatest joy is seeing the joy we spread into others and for others.
Yes, yes. You know what used to make me so happy when my
Yes,
kids were younger? They're adults now. But
yes,
when I would hear laughter in the house
yes.
of them playing
Uh-huh.
or being silly. I know you have two beautiful boys and your wonderful wife. And I can imagine when the house is just lit up with all of you all just having a good time or,
Uh-huh.
or have a call, pranking each other.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It
Yes.
gives joy, but like you said, that ripple effect,
Yes.
it is to spread out to others. We are here for each other. We are here to provide life to the person who's standing next to us who may not have that feeling that their life is fulfilled.
Yes.
No, everything is not perfect,
Mm.
but we can be fulfilled at any moment, especially when we're doing what we're doing, when we're fulfilling purpose. Yes, Marcus.
Yes. When we're fulfilling purpose. On that note, purpose. When we live on purpose, we live in purpose. A lot of us, myself too, for years, was thinking about what's my purpose? What's my purpose? Try this. Try just for a day doing things with intention and attention. That means on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And see if at the end of the day, you can say to yourself, I lived in purpose today. I did something that had impact on others or on my surroundings, on my circumstances, even if just a little bit. And at the end of the day, I can say, I did that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
amazing,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm wonderful, or I'm nice. I'm
Yes.
good. Whatever that
Yes.
is for you at the end of the day. And then guess what? You're like, if you acknowledge that, you're going to say, I want to do that again. Guess when? Guess when? Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And then you have a vision looking forward into tomorrow. And then your head hits the pillow. And rather than saying, thank God that's over, you go, I can't wait until my eyes open again.
Yes. And that just leads me right into my next thought. Can we live without joy?
I hesitate for one reason. Live. What does it mean to live? I struggled, and I use that word in the past tense. I put it now. I use the word trick, everybody. Try using the word sifting through an issue rather than I'm struggling with an issue. Because what comes out here goes in there, goes into here, goes out into here.
Yes.
So use language that is empowering for you. I am sifting. It's still, you're still doing a process. So but in the past, my awareness was struggling with depression. I was hugely depressed in college. I struggled on and off with depression for decades. And I was living. And was I more alive, though? Was I thriving? No, I was alive. I wasn't thriving. So a lot of my life, I was living, but could you call it surviving versus thriving? So can you live without joy? Yeah, I did it. I lived with many, many moments of exuberance from the head up. I was like, wow, that is amazing. But from the neck down, Stacey, I was barely holding above water. And my wife and my two beautiful children will attest to this.
Yes. And I understand wholeheartedly. Actually, this comment that's just popped up now, that's my daughter. And she's still listening to CDs. But that's my daughter. But I brought this comment on now because when you're talking about, what your children have experienced with you.
Yes.
And she has, and my son as well, experienced some things with me as well. Don't get it wrong, audience. We are being transparent with you so that you can understand that there are things that can happen in life for you to experience this joy that we have now. And yes, it took some work, it took some effort, it took some energy, but guess what? We have made a conscious choice to thrive. I call myself an outlaster. I outlasted the pain that I was in. I refused to die in it. And at one point I wanted to, but somebody came and shared their light with me. Somebody came and shared their joy with me. I have had the opportunity to see people like myself and Marcus sharing joy, sharing ways to have this joy on a consistent basis. And I'm going to ask Marcus for you to tell us about some steps into joy.
Okay. All right. So some steps into joy. First thing, should we have the privilege of waking up in the morning? And by the way, may I share this quick story? Somebody posed a question. If you had the choice between $1 million and waking up tomorrow morning, what would you choose? And the answer for many people, if not most people, I imagine is, well, I choose to wake up tomorrow morning. Then treat every day that you open your eyes in the morning as if you won $1 million. Now, that's simple, and it's not easy. It takes practice. It takes discipline until it becomes a habit, until it becomes part of you. So here's one discipline that I still do every day. I take my fingers as soon as my eyes open, and now I can't help myself. I don't want to help myself. Take my fingers, I put them into my eyes, and I do this. It's going to be a great day. I do that. And then it makes me, right now, it makes me do this, even a little bit, just a little bit of that. Corners of the mouth above the horizontal. It makes me think it's going to be a great day, because your brain does not know the difference between imagination and reality when you vividly imagine something. And that vivid imagination is called belief. Your brain believes you. Whether you tell it it's going to be a great day or whether you tell it it's going to be a terrible day, another one of those, you're right. That means your brain will believe you. So with your fingers, do this. It's going to be a great day. Then you've already told your brain that. And then during the day, your brain will be looking for things to confirm what you told yourself, to confirm your identity that it's going to be a great day. This water bottle that's in front of me, which is this, has a smiley face on it. Yes, I do that on purpose. On purpose, that when I see it, I go like, yep, it's going to be a great day. Or you look for ways to make it a great day on purpose with attention, intention. So that's what I do, because everybody, here's a secret. I don't wake up like this. I don't pop out of bed like a jack in the box. It might seem like it, but I do this because it's become part of me to reinforce my thoughts, to go into my feelings, to go into my body, to affect the results that I get in my life. And that's a lot of what, by the way, neuron coding is about, where I help people default to thought patterns and therefore feeling and behavior patterns that serve them, that serve the lives that they want to live. And live, remember, Stacey, is to be alive. So that's one of the things that I do. Would you like me to continue?
Sure. Let me just interject right here, though.
Of course.
So I heard 3 words that really stuck out to me that we have to, you're looking throughout the day.
Yes.
For something good, because you have said it that it's going to be a good day. You've spoken this thing, and our words, they have a rhythm to them. They have a frequency that they float through the air on, if I could say it like that. And when we begin to utilize words that are positive, they go somewhere. And when they go to the place of positiveness, if that's a word, if it's not, I got the mic right now, so it is. So the place of positiveness, we are always, second word was intentional. We are always intentionally looking for the good. We're always intentionally looking for the positive. Even when things might not be going exactly like you think, we should always look for the good, because it's there. I call things in life that happen to us that may not feel that great, I call that a shaper and a developer and a strengthener. So when things come that want us to feel sad about it, no, think about it different. Use that tool when he said to get up and open your eyes and say, it's going to be a great day. Use that tool of that moment to say, there's something that I need to be strengthened in. Like you said, change our words. It's not a bad day. It's something going on that I need to be strengthened in. And I'm all for strengthening. Everybody should be up for strengthening your mind, strengthening your intent and your motives. And now, guess what? When we begin to look, we have that vision. And we now can follow that vision. And I'm sorry to cut you off, but those words I said is look intentionally, and the last word is to reinforce good habits. When we build good habits, if you do anything, try it for 21 days, it will stick with you like glue. Reinforce your good habits. Marcus, please continue to
Ooh,
give us
yes,
another.
yes, yeah, and nothing to be sorry about. I celebrate you and everything you shared. I was about to say said, and sharing is even more powerful because that's what you did. You shared a gift through everything you just said, and that is fantastic. There's no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. There is a strengthening in what you just shared. That's also a strengthening of our conversation. And this, everybody, is a perspective that is intentional. Because this morning I said it's going to be a great day. So I'm looking what's great about what Stacy's sharing. What's great about what I'm sharing right now in this moment, rather than having my inner voice go like, "Oh, how am I doing? How am I doing?" Here's another trick: focus on what you're doing, not how you're doing. Don't focus on how you're doing. How am I doing? How am I coming across? Is this good enough? Is this? What are you doing? And why? Now, is it simple to figure that out and live in that? Yes. Is it hard to find your way into that kind of living sometimes? Yes. Yes, it is. And it's a continuous choice each and every day. So reinforce the good habits. Look at the great things. Rewrite the story of a moment or of an object. Can this pen write a love letter? Yes. Can it also stab my eye out? Yes. Do I want to run with it? No. See my face? No. So if you come across something that's like, oh, this thing is dangerous, boom. If you've told yourself it's going to be a great day, you will eventually position yourself to look at it and go like, what's the strengthening? What's the beauty? What can I do with this that's going to be life affirming? So that's really another thing is
Yes.
it's almost an improv exercise. It's like
Yes.
an improvisation exercise. Like
Yes.
this pen be? It can stab my eye out. It can be a mini baseball bat. It could be a mini flute. Or it could just make me laugh like you're laughing right now. Good. Job well done, pen. You don't need to write myself a love letter. You've done your job. Boom. Moving on. There's my son. Here's my cat. I'll want to pet my cat right now because I did something on purpose with this to make me feel positive, to do something positive, which is to pet my cat, which in turn
Yes.
gives me a good feeling inside.
Yes. Yes. We all need to be able to feel good inside. And I
Yep.
think the mistake is being made on so many levels on feeling good outside, looking good outside, but you're not looking good or feeling good inside.
Mm,
So it's a true thing when people who are having mental health challenges, sometimes we look at them and we're like, wow, why do you have that look on your face? And the look on their face is coming from the inside. The
mm,
confusion, the shovelment that you see on their face is
mhm,
in their mind.
yeah,
So when we find ourselves in situations, you know what I do? I tell people all the time, just smile. Smile. First of all, smiling produces so many chemicals in the brain that we need that will now begin to show up on the outside as a good feeling. I said, just smile. People never know what you're thinking. But we're going to come right back, Marcus. We got to take another break. And I want to talk about something that you mentioned, and I don't think you said the word, but you said discipline.
yep.
Discipline. So think about telling us about disciplining ourselves to formulate these good habits. And we'll be right back. Hi, this is Stacy Bullock of Ordered Steps Incorporated, and I am here with Miss S, and she has been one of our favorite clients who we were able to assist. And I'm going to let her tell you all what it means to her for her to be assisted.
Okay, well, before I met Stacy, I'd been homeless for about 20 years here in Long Beach, California. But since I met Stacy, I mean, she got Missy involved with me, and now I'm inside. We've been inside for a little over 2 years, and we're doing better. Me and my dog Coco, and I mean, she's helped me out so much. I don't know what to do.
Come out and join Ordered Steps Incorporated for a great cause. We are educating and training formerly incarcerated female veterans and homeless women.
All right. Celebrate! Celebrate! Yes! Magnificent! Celebrate! Celebrate!
We are amazing!
We're amazing! Yes. You gotta celebrate. Please celebrate.
And we're back.
Yes!
Stacy and Marcus. I'm Stacy Bullock, your host for Tools for Everyday Living, and we're so excited to have you all here. And we're going to talk a little bit. Time is flying. We're going to talk about disciplining your habits, your behavior to produce a great outcome. Marcus, let us have it.
Okay. When you think you can't, you must. That's the first thing. Whenever you get a little signal like you can't, that's your universe. That's your wholeness saying you must. Because you will. That's the vision, okay? Number one. So will it always feel good at first to do something that's new? Maybe not. Because that's why we call it a discipline. So a discipline is something that you do on purpose with intention that may be uncomfortable because it's new, because all of us love to stay in a comfort zone. So know that ahead of time. It's going to be uncomfortable doing anything new. So make yourself do it. Schedule it. If you have a phone that you can program, set an alarm for every hour that then pops up and reminds you to look for something to be grateful for, to just put a smile on your face, to do whatever it is to get you just feeling a little bit more joyous. And then once you discipline yourself, it will become a habit. That means that you will start to do it automatically. It won't feel as uncomfortable. You'll do it over and over again. Once you repeat a habit over and over again, it will become a part of you. It will feel better just to do that thing. And you will then start to prefer it, whatever it is you're doing, putting a smile on your face more frequently, looking for something to be grateful for, petting your cat, or whatever it is. You will then start to look for that. And then it will become you so much that when all of a sudden it's missing, you don't feel right. And you default to it. You will begin to default to it. And that's what essentially conditioning yourself is all about.
Yes, that was so good. That
Yeah.
was so good. Because people look at the word discipline as a negative. It is not. It is not a negative. It is just an opportunity to learn a new behavior.
Yeah.
And we all have to make adjustments in life. We all have to do things sometimes that we may not be crazy about doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, myself, I want to lose some weight.
Okay.
Well, I can't keep eating the French fries from the place on the corner by my house, their French fries are wonderful. But
Yeah.
I know that even though it's in close proximity, guess what? It's convenient, it's easy to get, but if I keep creating that habit, I'm not going to reach my goal. And if I don't reach my own goal that I set for myself, did y'all hear what I said out there? We have to be so disciplined with ourselves because we have goals that we want to reach. And Marcus, time is, like I said, it's running out, but I want you to tell us, how do we stay optimistic about this?
Optimism is options. Optimism is options. And that means positive possibilities. Possibilities, which means choice. It's
Yes.
just that you have these choices. And by the way, the more positive you become, the more optimistic you become, the more options open up for you. Because you will then have disciplined yourself to become habit, to have it become a part of you, to look for possibilities, to become optimistic. So how do we stay optimistic? Yes.
Yes.
Set your bar low. Set your bar low. Which means, by that I mean, don't compare yourself to others
Mm-hmm.
where you want to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Compare yourself to your own progress.
Mm-hmm.
So it almost seems like weird to think that way. But while you have your vision and your dream, the way to
Mm-hmm.
stay optimistic is to keep your options open about how to get there. And one way to
Yes.
do that is to keep looking at yourself and go like, you know what? Look where I was yesterday or a year ago, 10
Mm-hmm.
years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's what the day you mentioned a dandelion. If you
Mm-hmm.
look at a dandelion and you get even the smallest good feeling about that, boom, you're being optimistic because you have kept your option open of finding joy in a dandelion. And you
Mm-hmm.
know that when worst comes to worst, you can just look at a flower or even a picture of a flower and feel good. Boom, you've left that thing open. So
Yes.
remember that no matter how tough your life seems in the moment, there's always
Mm.
something to be grateful for. Always something, even if it's just I'm above ground. So take a deep breath in through your nose, put a smile on your face. Your brain believes you that there's something good. And then whatever you put your eyes on next, discipline yourself to say that's good news. That's good news
Yes.
that that candle exists. Somebody made that, or whatever it is, and they got paid for it. Yay, they supported their family. Whatever it is.
Yes.
That's how you have to discipline yourself to stay optimistic. It's not something that you can just sit on the couch with and just wait for it to come your way. Okay? Or
You mean it won't come knocking on the door?
none of this comes knocking on your door. None of this comes knocking on your door. People will think, and that's the thing. You might think like, oh, I'm going to wait until I get a present from Amazon or whatever it is, or a gift. Nope. It starts with you. We stay optimistic,
Yes.
right? So set your bar low so that that you can keep your options open. That's what I would say. And look for the light. Look for the light in life.
Yes.
Bathtub. When you put out a little wave in a bathtub,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when you make a wave, it comes back to you.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
so have that faith, have that vision that when you put light out and joy out into the world, it will come back to you. It will come back to you. And you want proof of that, and you want to celebrate yourself for seeing that in your life. Next time you're at a grocery store, next time you encounter anybody, give a little smile. And then guess
Yes.
what happens? If they smile back, that's that wave coming right back at you. Acknowledge that that's the case. And then you go like, wait a minute. Is it possible that if I smile at this person and they don't smile back at me, that little wave of positivity will come back to me some other way?
Hmm.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will. And it came back to you whether we, like I just said, when we smile, that produces endorphins in our body, serotonin, all of these happy juices that our body automatically will create for us and put us in a state of mind of joy and peace. And these things are so important. And one of the words that I was thinking about earlier when we were talking about surviving and thriving and being alive, think about you're vital. You're necessary for this world, because if you don't fulfill your part, it won't be done. We don't have another Marcus Weiss in the universe. You're him. We don't have another, I'll use my daughter's name. We don't have another Tarika in this universe. We only have you all as the individual. So guess what? You're vital to all of the rest of us. Marcus, we got a few more seconds. Just tell the
Yes.
people how they can reach you.
Okay. You can reach me on Instagram, the Marcus Weiss Experience. You can
Weiss,
reach me
excuse
on.
me.
No, that's okay. No, it's all right. It's good. It's good. Check this out. It doesn't matter. Does my name change anybody? Is it life changing? No. The experience, the joy experience is the life changing thing, which brings me to I'm going to have another joy experience. It's an online course that I do. It's 2 weeks in August coming right up. And you can find the link to it on my website, which is surprise, surprise, www.themarcusweissexperience.com. On Facebook, I'm Marcus Jacob Weiss. You can find me on LinkedIn as Marcus Weiss. You can go straight to my Calendly link, which is like / the Marcus Weiss Experience, and set an appointment to come talk to me like right away. So all those ways, or through you. So Stacy, they can find me in that way, and I'd love to serve you in any way. That means you, Stacy, and all of you listeners and viewers out there. And I'm so grateful for this experience because it was a good thing.
Oh my goodness, this was wonderful. We're going to have you back. But what I want to leave with you all is that always remember that true joy is limitless. True joy is limitless. And my next thing I need you to remember is always be awesome. We'll see you next Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a wonderful day.
Have you found yourself wondering, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Recognizing the Stranger in the Mirror is the book for you. It helps us to unravel the mystery of who you really are, revealing your life's passion and why you should unveil the real you to the world. We need you. You are valuable and necessary for those who are connected to you. Do not be afraid to peek in and discover all your gifts and talents to share. It's real freedom when we reveal our authenticity. Stacy